love how many possibilities there are with art. And so many of us are not exposed to the sheer volume of options that there are when it comes to creating art. When I was teaching art, my main focus of my education and my teaching was art appreciation, art history, art criticism stuff. Built a whole business around it. Still love it, still obsessed with it. But I would tell people that I taught art and they'd be like, oh, I can't draw. And I'm like, me neither. You know, I'm like, I mean, I can look at something and draw it and I can get the proportions right. Like I draw better than the average person or whatever. But like drawing is not my strong suit. It's not something I particularly enjoy. But there are so many other things in art that you don't have to draw for, you know? And that's why I found it really important as a teacher to make sure I was exposing my students to a wide variety of media and ways of making art so that they could find a place where they saw themselves. When we limit our definition of being an artist to someone who can draw well, you're missing out on all the other ways of making art. And if you can't draw and don't want to draw, so therefore you don't make art, you are limiting the possibilities for yourself. And so I'm sitting here making a mosaic. I'm cutting glass and I'm analyzing the values of color on a person's face, and I'm trying to like capture that in glass, and like that would have never crossed my mind as something that I could do until I took a watercolor class and I was in the mosaics room at the community art center that I go to. And I saw this mosaic stuff and I saw the mosaics on the wall and I was like, this is actually really weird and different and cool. And it's not what I thought a mosaic was. My mosaic education was like early Christian churches and stuff like that. And so it wasn't until I explored other art forms and then I found the one that I like and the one that I feel like I'm gifted at. And I found that magical, I found my thing. And I spent 20 years of my life thinking that I didn't have a thing. I didn't have an art form that I was good at, that I would like. I didn't feel good enough for a very long time because I didn't have expert drawing skills. So if you're called to create, widen your definition of what art is. Research the different ways of creating, and maybe you'll find that you're a paper mache artist. Maybe you'll find that you're a mosaic artist. Maybe you'll find that you love oil pastels, or maybe you discover collage. Like, you don't know what you're going to resonate with until you've actually done it and experimented and played. And that process of finding out is really exciting too. Art is wide and diverse, and there are so many options and opportunities. And I know that's overwhelming, but start with that little whisper of curiosity and it won't lead you astray.